So what I've got here is a black oil pastel. Now, because it's really chunky, it's going to be difficult near those edges. So I'm going to work very slowly and just do a little bit at a time. I'd rather miss a little bit and be inside the box than go out of the box, because you can always neaten it up with a black colour pencil. So if you're finding it tricky near those edges, just stay inside the box, and then at the very end you can neaten it up with a black colour pencil. Do not go out of the box. So I'm just covering my drawing now. Now if you need to make it more comfortable for your hand, turn the paper round, because we're all about showing control here. As you're working with the oil pastel, you might notice that there's little tiny bits showing through. If you go over the top of it in a different direction, it should get rid of those little dots of colour, but I don't mind some of them. I'm going to leave them just so that I know where my colours are underneath. At the end of my drawing, I can always just cover them back up, so don't worry too much about them. And there we go. So it's not completely neat at the edges, but I'm not too fussed about that at the minute, because like I said, I'll just neaten that up at the end with a colour pencil. So let's look at our picture. For this, you can use, you can draw using the back end of a pen, you can draw using your fingernail, you can draw using the corner of a ruler, or for precision, I'm going to use a piece of wire, and that way I can get a lot of detail. So I'm going to start off again with that yellow line. If you make a mistake, you just go back over it again with the oil pastel. So you can make mistakes. I'm just going to start off with thin lines to begin with, just while I try my best to get that accurate shape. Now I'm trying to find the yellow. I want a nice yellow line, but I found pink. So I'm just going to go back over the top of that pink, because it's a yellow line that I need. And there we go, I found the yellow. Now this is a technique in art, Scraffito. It's a technique in art that was invented by the Romans a long time ago. And Roman soldiers would scratch into the walls of buildings stories, the name, dates of important events. But nowadays we use it more for graffiti-ish type of artwork. So I'm just making that line a bit thicker so that yellow stands out. And if there's anything you're unhappy with, just put the black back over it. There we go. Now I'm going to go in and find the pink, and I'm going to do a wiggly line to represent the icing. So you can start off just doing a sketchy, skinny one, and then you can make it thicker if you want to. There we go, so I've got my icing now. So the next area that I'm going to do is the inside of the donut, which I feel should be around here. Yeah, and I've got pink, so that's fine. Good. And then I'm going to do the little lines in different directions to represent sprinkles. Now at the end of the lesson, this does need spraying with a fixative spray so that it stays in place and it does not smudge. As we can see on my one, I've smudged, so I'm going to advise that you put a piece of paper under your hand because it is hard to get rid of that. Fortunately for me, I've got quite a dark drawing that's going over the top of that anyway. So before you start, get a piece of paper under your hand so that you're not smudging that oil pastel across the page.